Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to this Valentine's Pick a Card. So, before we start, you called in the rose pink color mirror spritzer, which is all about love, self-love, divine love, fun love, childlike love. So I sprayed it on my hands, and I'm rubbing it until the alcohol dissipates. And smelling it, fluffing my aura with it, and then I'm sending you all through the camera just lots of love, lots of fun, lots of childlike connection and spontaneous connection, and just flow. Love that flows. May it be easy and graceful. You know, may we just connect. I reposted a reel this week, and it was all about how kids make friends. And so that's what I wish for you, that you make friends as easily as kids and make connection. It's more about human connection, that you connect with humans as easily as, children do. Okay, so card A this week is romance. What are you in the mood for? Was the question. Romance is card A. If you're in the mood for new love completely, it's card B. Or if you're in the mood for soulmate, that's card C. This is my favorite card of all times. This deck is the Doreen Virtue. I think it's the Angel deck, her very first deck that I bought nearly 30 years ago. And I had this card on my wall for a long time when I was looking for my soulmate. So it's a fan favorite, or a Celia favorite at least. Okay, welcome to card A. If you chose romance for Valentine's Day, this is your card. Just romance, maybe flirting, whatever that means to you. And your light language symbol, your spiritual ally, is this card, 41. So driven by purpose, nothing else matters. And we have the numbers 41, which is a 5, so transformation. So there's two ways to see this card, and we'll see what comes in. But it's either you're so focused on your work you don't have time for romance, or if you focus on your purpose more, on your life, what I call life path as opposed to purpose, romance will be there. So let's see what comes through after the light language transmission. Ta-na-na-na ku-ushu ate. Ati-ya-na-na ya-ya kashitu atanana iatana ashi. Atana iata ayatatata kashu. Ananana ka tutitia tunini. Anaka utitiata. Take a deep breath. So what comes in here strongly is that you're using romance to distract you from what really matters. And you're going to hate me for doing that because it is a Valentine's Day reading. But I'm thinking it's the other way around. Like, focus on what really matters. Focus on what, your soul really wants. And romance will be part of that no matter what. It's like, it makes me think of a client that I had, and she wanted a husband at all costs. And her guides were literally screaming in my ear, just get on your path. He'll find you. And that's kind of the energy that's coming here. So use the symbol here to guide you. I always say sleep with it, have it with you, take a picture of it, sort of like wear it in your field, and so that it does the work with you. These are intelligent symbols. I say it over and over again, but they're more intelligent than you and I can ever be. And they know exactly what we need. And so as you focus on that, and it's like a recalibration of the energy that you're putting out into looking for romance. If you put it into what you are passionate about, and once again, I hate that word because sometimes we don't feel passion at all. But what energizes you and what lights you up, I think that's a much better description. Then romance will just kind of fall into your path, like he'll just walk next to you. So it's also romancing your soul. I think here is the word, or the idea. I just want to say this because it is coming through. It's kind of like, stop using romance as a distraction from what's really important. And I'm sorry, it is Valentine's Day. You can still go out and flirt and have fun. But it's like a message that the romance you're after is actually the romance of your soul. And so your soul is speaking through and say, hey, you know, let's develop that relationship with me, romance me, and do whatever you would with a partner. Start by me. So it's that internal process. I feel called to using these flower cards because they're so colorful and I just love color, like passionately love color. So let's see what spirit guide, what flower would be so powerful for this collective to work with, to play with, to buy. I don't know, you can get the flower essences, you can cook with some of them, you can have essential oils. Let's see what comes through. Okay, we have this really bright yellow one. It's the euphrasia. I'm not going to say it properly. Intuitive. Activate intuition and be decisive. So this is a remedy for feeling indecisive and full of self-doubt. So this is about trusting yourself, clear seeing, acting without hesitation, heightened awareness, and enhanced intuitive abilities. So it will magnify intuition, trust in yourself, decisiveness, self-doubt, indecision, and hesitation. That's what it dissolves. Euphrasia. Isn't it pretty? Look at those colors. Love that. Okay, so that's your spiritual ally. And I think if you go on Lotus Way, and I'll put her contact, you can get some really, there's a really cool questionnaire on there. And she can tell you which flower essences would really help you. And so if you're called to do that, I love flower essences. I love because they're a bit like the symbols. They work really, they're subtle workers. You know, they work without you really understanding. Okay, so we have one card, Vine. Seek out information that will help you. Wonder what that means to this collective. What is it what information are you seeking for? What, it's like connect with your soul. What is your soul? Because this is romancing your soul. What is it that your soul needs? That's kind of what the vine here is asking you to do. Okay, let's ask for another 2. Okay, what other message? Okay, we have a month, November. So something should be happening either this November 2026 or for people who are born in November. This is particularly true for them. Okay, one last message, please, for this collective. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Romance is in the air. You get the rose. So buy yourself some roses today, even though they're horrendously expensive. But it doesn't matter. Cover yourself in roses, rose oil, however a rose wants to come through today. Just, it's like a splurge and like a wink from the universe. Ki anana wate, anana ki tiata, akakana atueke, hara ayakashi, ianana ashi aka ate, ana ushini ini ana. What I'm getting clearly is the more you romance your soul, the more quickly romance will come into your life, the kind of romance you're after. So basically, so within, as within, so without, like your soul needs contact and romance. And like if you could see your soul as this bright child and you were to spend a whole Valentine's Day with that child, what would that look like? What would you be doing? How would you not splurge, but it's like emotional splurging and connection and presence. Like, what would you do? What are the things your inner child would feel so happy and alive doing? Do that, and then just see what happens. So have a beautiful Valentine's Day, Galentine's Day, and I always say the self-love piece, self-love day. Until next time. Welcome, card B. This is your pile if you chose new love. As I say, this is When new love comes in, it could be a new way of loving. I relate it to the card, the Healing Heartbreak card in my Oracle deck, actually. New way of loving, a new love coming in. So it could be an animal, a child, a person. But I generally see it as an expansion of love, like a better understanding of how to love and be loved, maybe also allowing yourself to be loved. So kind of exciting. Sayana wa ye ke no ayata oi ne awate ana ai oana ueshe anana ueshe atu ata eya kana uaya na we ueshe ane etianaka ueshe ana awata ia kuye ana awa esia aya ana awana asai away hayane akia tuate kai aya tu hayane ayati ahayane ayati. Okay, take a deep breath. I think this is, what's coming through in the light language is just like if everything outside of us is a representation of the inside, here, how can you expand both your capacity to love and be loved? And I'm going to emphasize be loved. Be loved and be loved. Like, where are you withholding love from yourself, but also from the world? So this speaks to dissolving, at least the light language does, dissolving where we have these protections in place that prevent new forms of love to come into our life. So let's see what flower wants to come in and help you today. What flower ally? So I love these cards. They're all different colors. And my inner child just squeals. And they're all these really bright colors. It just loves colors. I think that's why the color spritzers speak to me so much. Okay. I think my inner child just is in a glitter color candy shop mood. So what flower ally would like to support this collective? The bird of paradise. It activates connection, and the message is to quiet your mind. So do you come up with a ton of great ideas but have a hard time turning those ideas off, especially at night? So this helps us connect within and therefore connect to everything around us. So it magnifies a quiet meditative mind, moving from head to heart and feeling deeply connected to others and to yourself. And dissolves too much thinking, monkey mind, cynicism, overanalyzing, overly intellectual or superficial relationships. So as I said, opening up to a deeper form of love of the self, but of others. I think when we're in our head, it's very, very hard to really connect with people. I often, I'm shown this image of like this, we go back to a lot of, I think love is so connected to our child, our inner child, because, it's like these two children just connecting, right? And then they get, all the stuff comes in. But before that, it's just like a childlike connection, an easy childlike connection. So, I think being in your mind too much definitely blocks that easy connection. So look at those beautiful colors. Love that. So I should have started with this. For some reason I didn't when I did the light language, but actually the card for this collective is actually the Sirius card. Now, if you know anything about my deck or you've been following me, this is like the very, very last card of my deck. It's 4 and 6, it's 10. So it's a 1 card. It's actually a card of, it's what I call the wild card. It's anything and everything can happen. So it's a really good one to have with you. Have it, and you'll see it's on it's my logo also. It's the logo that I have for everything, because it represents so many things that could happen. It's like a lottery windfalls. It's like expect the unexpected. Anything can happen. Energy, and it's like, it's also a card that calls to people to itself. So it's a community card that calls starseeds back to their communities. So that's also another message. So if you're looking for new love, maybe you should be joining a starseed community or connecting with starseeds in your, like in your town, in your community, something like that. Because, you know, as I say, expect the unexpected. But this is a really fun and playful card. Like, okay, if you were to walk out into the world today, Valentine's Day, and you just were to do random stuff, you know, expect the unexpected, because that's when, like, I'm going to say, all your mental structures kind of fall away and anything can happen. Think of when you go on a trip and like all your chakras are open because they're curious and open to the world you don't know. You don't have habits, right? And so then you just let things happen through you, you know, through grace. Well, this is that kind of a card. It's like tomorrow, on Valentine's Day, you just go out into the world, no expectations, no agendas, nothing, and just kind of interact with the world and then just see what happens through you. Anakua, anakua, anakua shete, anakua shete awatene e, atakaya anakashi uete ishinaka. Take a deep breath. Okay, let me get you 3 tea leaf cups because they're fun and short and dynamic. So you have you have the pail, time to let go, to get out of a situation. So this points to me about what I was saying about love. It's a different way of loving. I feel like you have a pattern, and maybe listening to the light language could really help you both bring it up into the forefront if you put that intention, but also clear that pattern of like you love in a certain type. So it makes me think of people who like they only fall in love with married people, you know, and so that's kind of their way of dealing with life. Well, that's a pattern. It's some kind of a repetitive pattern. That's not the truth. There are lots of available people out there, but deep down, they have this pattern of the only people that are right for me are already married. That's one pattern. So you'd have to examine which pattern. So if that's come through, it's definitely somebody's pattern in the collective, by the way. But you know, what pattern are you attracted to Peter Pan's, the emotionally immature partner who is just never going to be the type of partner? Are you I mean, there's so many ways. So this is about letting go of an old pattern that you're ready to let go of, and that the light language can really help you dissolve. Okay, let's get 2 more. Actually, one is here already. We have the camel. Persevere and you will overcome problems. Look at that. Look how much encouragement you have. That Sirius card, I really have to tell you, is a real gift because it brings with it so much of this very spontaneous, unexpected energy that we all probably need more and more. Okay. Oh, this one came out. Okay, we have the grasshopper. Situations in the balance that require careful handling. So once again, it points me back to where are you, like, where are you not paying attention to your, like, what are the things that you keep doing over and over in your love life? You know, this card calls for expansion, calls from, especially with that light language activation and transmission. You want to listen to it and listen to it over and over, because what it's doing is repatterning your relational habits. You want to love in a different way. You're ready to love in a different way. There's just habits and mental structures that are preventing you from doing it. So, you know, one really good exercise for this group would be to look at what you don't want. You always start with what you don't want. It's probably the easiest way. And and I'm not telling you to do like a gross list of the ideal partner. That's not what I'm talking about. But I'm like, where are you? What are the habits and the mental structures that you keep reproducing? And that really need to just evolve and grow just like you are, you know, and then use the light language that I've shared to let it go. So wishing you all a beautiful, beautiful Valentine's Day. May it be spontaneous and unexpected and fun. And through that unexpected and fun, you're kind of letting go and allowing those mental structures to kind of move along and dissolve and not exist anymore. It can be as simple as that. Kauyana ana awashete atayatiki atakaye anakashi uetekene. Until next time. Oh, hello, pile C. This is your pile if you chose Soulmate. As I mentioned at the beginning, it is my favorite card of all times because it encapsulates kind of the divine union, but at a child level. And I said I had this on my wall for ages in my apartment when I lived in London. I just love this card. It just speaks to me on so many levels. So welcome to the Soulmate pile. If you got this card, this is your light language spiritual ally, surrender. So it's the opposite. So as you know, surrender is the opposite of control. And so the question is are you looking? So are you looking for a soulmate relationship? It would apply to you. So something serious, something stable, not something just so playful, but something stable. Or are you already in a soulmate relationship and you need help with that? Either work. Na she ayaya si ayana ayana ushi ai ayana ushi asi ai ene ayu aishi ayana yai kushina ushina ashina ushina hayanene ashu iai ashi uyai ini ai uai sai lala ayana uye. So once again, you know, because this is the card of surrender. So as I say, you can use the symbols, you know, take a picture, have them when you meditate, sleep with them, have them when you work. So this is about surrendering to what needs to happen for things to evolve. So as I say, it's the opposite of control. And I think when you've been in a relationship with somebody, we have these habits. And I talked about habits in pile 2, so you can have a look at that. But if you feel called to, but like we have these habits of functioning between us, you know, we end up in roles and, you know, we keep ending in those roles, right? We can't seem to get beyond them. And so we end up arguing and it kind of blocks the love between us. And it kind of takes us away from this childlike love that I talk about in so many ways. And so this card helps us return back to this childlike love that is at the core, I think, of any relationship. And the fact they have wings, I think, says a lot because I do believe in past life connections, but I really believe in soulmate collections. Like we have just these people that are, how would I say, that are just connected to our soul no matter what. And that we find again life after life, if you believe in that kind of thing, or just in your ancestral line. So, you know, they just take on a different physical envelope. So the card, the symbol here really is going to be working on dissolving. And look at the colors, they match. I love colors that match, I have to say this. I'm just such a child. When it comes to this kind of stuff, of course. But it's like it's dissolving all these habitual patterns in relationships and what also would prevent us from having stable relationships. So because you know, it is children, it does point to a certain immaturity or places in relationships where we're immature. So this card would definitely dissolve that, as with the light language transmission that I shared before. Isn't it just so beautiful? I'm just looking at the colors and I'm like, I'm in love. Ah! Okay, so I'm going to give you a flower ally to help you with this tomorrow. So as I say, you can use them at Essences, Lotus Way, which the cards are from. She has a whole questionnaire on her website. And you can go there and either fill in the questionnaire or just spontaneously choose a flower essence. But there are loads of other places where you can get flower essences. So go to your local herbal shops and just maybe get the essence or the essential oil and lather yourself in it. Don't forget to dilute it into oil. And, you know, with this card, it's also bringing back the playfulness of that child. It's like it's wonder, but it's also like, let's just have fun together. I was telling my husband yesterday, you know, let's be fun together. Let's have fun together. Because I think fun is and joy is one of, I've said it and I have reposted this and it's not me who said it, but I will re-say it, is that joy is the most anti-inflammatory thing. And so sometimes I think when we're in a relationship for a long time, we forget that. You know, we get so caught up in routines and life and managing life, we forget to have fun together. Or it's like, it's the last thing on our list, right? When actually it should be at the top so that it infuses everything else. So I'm going to start rambling. So what is your spiritual, your flower ally for Valentine's Day? Okay, they're being the cards are super sticky for some reason. Okay, I have this one. Ooh. The Jade Succulent. So it's going to activate presence, and your message is go for it. So this is about a unique talent or a new idea a new idea inside of you that wants to come out, or about low vitality. So it helps bring whatever we are shy about to the surface, recharges our chi, and enhances our unique presence. So magnifies vitality, presence, strength, and clarity about what you want, expansion of chi energy, and dissolves feeling invisible, ambivalent about what you want, hesitation, and shyness. And the message is go for it. So if there's somebody that you like, go for it. Tell them tomorrow is the day. Wear your symbol, wear your spiritual ally symbol, and go for it. And surrender to the energy that's wanting to flow through you. You know, if you're shy, this is your card. This is your flower that you want to be using. Okay, and then we're going to give you 3 tea leaves because they're fun and short and to the point. Okay, so what are the messages from the tea leaves for this collective? Oh, okay, we had a whole bunch. I'm not going to take them all. Actually, I might. Okay, whole incident. We have the good luck one. So tomorrow is a good luck day for you. You know, it's a time to take action, right? Good luck. The horseshoe. You get the cup. You should accept valid criticism. So that works, you know, if you're in a relationship, maybe there's some things that need to be aired out. That could be aired out in a playful way. Maybe that's one way of doing it. So instead of just, the other thing that comes up is, what's it called? Like communication, nonviolent communication, like learning to communicate, maybe going to do a nonviolent communication workshop together as a couple. And maybe going there just in general, you'll meet somebody who's wanting the same type of relationship, right? And then, let me put that here. A horse, short journey. You want to go travel tomorrow? It's a good day to travel. Who knows what can happen when you travel? You'll definitely air out your couple if you're in a couple. Maybe you'll meet somebody if you're not. And then I'll put that down there. And then we have Torch, spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. You know, I remember, and I have this offering on my website, which is called a soul synastry. But you know that all relationships we're in are just actually something that we're learning, and we can only learn it through somebody else. Like people have to mirror it back to us for us to learn it. That's the first thing. But also, it's also a mirror of our internal relationship with ourselves. Right? I talk a lot about divine union, the divine feminine and masculine for that reason, because it's what's happening inside of us in terms of that relationship, you know, between our yin and our yang, our divine feminine and divine masculine. And then we kind of project it onto the world so that we can see it. So the idea here is, where are you at in that dynamic? Because you've chosen the divine union card here, the soulmate. You know, where are you in that relationship, and what have your relationships been teaching you? Kaya saya, kaya sianaka, uasini asa, uasini asiaka shi ayana, kushini ayakini a ue ana iayeke. Anashiaya asanaka. So take a deep breath. Yeah, so happy Valentine's Day. Happy Galentine's Day. Happy Self-Love Day. Go out and just have fun, this group. Just surrender to how the energy wants to flow through you. on this day. Don't be too serious. Have some fun. Be lighthearted. It doesn't need to be a bleeding heart day. It can just be an easy, flowy day. And I'm going to say to you, especially if you're in a relationship, take your relationship out into nature. I know in some places it's still really cold, but take your relationship out into nature and have nature's really healing energies air out your relationship. Like let it feed and nurture you and open up the spaces that are tight within your relationship and fill them up with like this fresh, very springy energy. I can feel it moving so strongly. So let that energy move through. And the other thing I'm going to say is if you are in a relationship, I know I seem to be talking mostly to them. I know there are some people who are not in a relationship, but who are ready for a serious relationship. Don't forget to air out your house. I feel like it's all very stuffy, old energy, and you need to really air out your house. Like create, even if it's cold, like create the opportunity for really clean chi to move into your space, and that will also air out your couple cobwebs. So namaste to everybody. Have a beautiful weekend, and until next time. Atakaya.